Sometimes life lets you down and you feel that you are done. You just want a morning run because the fun is all gone. But sometimes life makes you proud when you look far and wide, when you leave the pain behind and see the brighter side. TNC gives you inspiration. TNC reignites your passion. TNC starts your transformation. TNC helps you see the new you. Sometimes life makes you blind and you choose something bad. You just wanna cry and hide and save your face from the crowd. But sometimes life makes you see the beauty in you and me. When you look up above, there is God and there is love. TNC gives you inspiration. TNC reignites your passion. TNC starts your transformation. TNC helps you see the new. We're here to help you see the newness of life. We're here to help you feel your hope is so real. You got the power to see. We'll help you see the new you. TNC gives you inspiration. TNC reignites your passion. TNC starts your transformation. TNC helps you see the new you.
The new channel. The new channel.
The views, opinions, and insights expressed in the following show are those of the hosts, producers, guests, and viewers. They do not necessarily reflect the position of the channel. Viewer discretion is advised.
Good afternoon. Welcome to the new channel, here to help you see the new you. This is your host, Jesse Francis Rebustillo, to this wonderful program, the HR Hotline. Yes, it is a wonderful day. The sun is shining, but I am very, very scared to go out. Would you believe I got an advice that they ran out of the vaccine here in Parañaque? So I have to wait. In God's time, I am praying a lot that I should be vaccinated so that I will be free to roam around, of course, still following the protocols, but at least you're assured that you have protection. But of course, I am always protected by my prayers, by my devotion to the Mother Mary, and my prayers with the Lord. These are actually one of the topics that we will discuss today. Earlier, my best friend Femery has been texting me to watch a program on Saint Joseph. I was a little bit busy. I am a Martha now with my dogs because for the past 2 weeks they have these ticks and fleas. So yesterday I was bold enough after I brought my plants to Molate. I passed by Katimar using all the face masks and face shields and to buy the one that I'm used to give to my dogs, the frontline spot on, but around 6,000. It's getting expensive. So I was the one actually doing it to my pets. But Femery was telling me, if you are watching this, you will cry. I have been a devotee of Saint Joseph ever since. It's very personal. I don't know if my siblings or my family knows about this. We have a paternal lot in Pulangi. It's in Mendez, Ponso, Pulangi, Albay. Mendez is a sitio, Ponso is the barrio, and Pulangi, it's actually the municipio. My Lola, father's side, is a catechist. And stories, we have her diary. She wrote that she has to wake up. She had to wake up 3 o'clock in the morning, walk around 4 kilometers, 4 to 5 kilometers, to the center of Pulangi to hear Mass. Most especially if there are novenas. And my dad, before the war, was actually a seminarian. She's a catechist. And my nephew, Iang, is actually a gift for her. He is now a priest. But that is not my story. My story, it's about spirituality because that's one of the topics that we're going to discuss. She donated a piece of the lot in the center of the sitio. And you know what is the patron saint, Femery? It's Saint Joseph. And in my murang isipan, I grew up going there because that is our, what do you call it? Paternal lot. I used to visit. She died when I was 1 year old, 2 years old, because she fell carrying me. Mind you. Then, of course, we have to visit my lolo there, and my uncles, and my cousins. But I can still recall that we used to go into that small chapel, Bisita. And there is that Saint Joseph. So, Femery, were you asking me to watch the show? I opted not because sure I will cry. Because in my growing up, I was already devoted to the Father of Jesus. And I did it. Very few, I will open it now. I have adopted sons. One of them died already, Michael, and Joven, and Bernard. Just like Saint Joseph, I am a good father to them. So that is spirituality. The second one, let's go to our topic today. It's about best friends. And I would like that people here, Bebet, Ryan, Cecil, they are here already. I would like you to share your insights. Who were your best friends at work or in the office? Just like me, I had around 6 organizations that in my journey in my career. And for each organization, I have a best friend. I teach now in my webinars emotional intelligence, and in that fourth dimension, which is social awareness, I have that activity of identifying who is your best friend. Why? Your best friend spells you. And this is now what I got from my grandma, my abuelita, mother's side. I can still remember she told me, tell me who your friends are, and I will tell you who you are. But we should have a best friend. Friend not in need, but friend indeed. Then, the other topic that we're going to discuss is actually on what is it, what activity was it that you didn't like in your job. Okay, interesting. So we start. So let's start with the first item. This is HR moments. This should be light. This is trying to share what you had in your journey as an HR, as a leader, as a corporate, as a worker. So let's start. Hi, Cholita. Okay. So let's start. Magandang umaga, Chong, Ryan. Let's start, Cecil. Let's start by sharing who, where, who are your best friends at work and why. I will start. I will start. I will start. You know, the most recent one was in Inquirer. And if you ask me, who was my best friend? I have intimate friends who were under me, actually. Eileen, Nanette, Joy. But this, it's functional. I have to coach them because they were my direct reports. I can identify Gary is my best friend because up to now, we still communicate. I am so lazy in greeting, but you know, Gary, every day, he's now in the Polo. The Polo. Quality time. I remember every time that Gary was in the main office, before he goes back to his office late or early evening, he passes by the office. We don't talk about work. We talk of nothing, of life, of everything. And you know why I consider him a best friend? Because there is that feel. In any meeting or in any occasion, we don't even have to talk. But when he's there, I can feel that somebody's supporting me. So, Julia, we're starting with the first item. Who was your best friend? Actually, a best friend should be only one or a couple. Now, before that, when I was with Fuji Reynolds, my best friend was actually a lead man. I was there in Carmona, but he's assigned in a site. Why best friend? Because it's not functional. We just click. He gives me all the chismes, I give him all the chismes, and we talk. He's actually from Tondo. He taught me how to drink. I can still remember Budoy. And he's a friend. Because he treated me not as a boss, but as an equal. He is a burly man. And I'm a little bit lame. And I know what is his purpose. To show to the people in the construction firm that Sir Jesse is somebody to reckon with. He is a friend up to now. I can still recall. So let me see. Julie is here. Donald is here. Cecil is here. Can you share? It is the time that we have to recognize who was our best friend at work and why. I am starting it now. And it's nice. This is light moments. You may or may not mention the name, but you know, it's nice if they know. But of course, when you mention a name, others will be envious. But we have to make a choice. It's our proactivity. Who was it really who made a event? Usually, it's not your boss. It's not your boss. Um, Sir, Sir, what do you call this? Dave. Dave Valdez is now in Australia. Was a friend. Is a friend up to now. Okay. So we have here Eric. Eric, by the way, I would like to invite you, Jovi, and Mitch to be my guest on Tuesday. Eric, so let us spot on Eric. As an HR leader, I don't identify myself to anyone. Of course, hoy, napakaano talaga ni Eric. as my best friend to maintain objectivity and fairness. I I had an experience being labeled as favoring people who were close to me. Oh, that is actually the paradox and actually the challenge, actually what you call this, the irony of being an HR person, because you can be accused of favoring somebody if you are close to that one. But Eric, I know that you have a friend. But Eric, as professional and as a good practitioner that he is, ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it from Eric. He has to be, diba? Because you're emulated. You don't want to be branded or accused of anything. Thank you, Eric, for that sharing. Okay. Then we have Ryan. Ryan Navarro is from IntelliCare down there in Davao. I do not have a specific best friend at the office because I really wanted to befriend anyone as much as possible. But I can always talk to somebody close to me, have a chit chat to have quality time. He is my finance manager. In fact, her wife is close to me also, and his sister as well. So that's good. Now you can see the balance from Eric and Ryan. But I still believe that now, if it is not a best friend at work, how about in life? But you need to have a best friend. But I'm just curious if you have a best friend in the workplace. In the workplace. So, right, just like Eric Del Castillo, Ryan Navarro is also working hard on that challenging role of a leader, that you must not be seen favoring anybody. But he's bold enough to tell that there is somebody who is close to him, because you need somebody to talk to in the office. So who else? Cecil or Fel, can you tell us your insights on a best friend in the office? Who we have here? Femery Kabantak. Femery, I mentioned you earlier about our spirituality, but we'll talk on that later on. Of my best friends from the companies and organizations I have been with, two of them I share deep aspirations of how we can contribute to the profession by work that we do not and that we do, and the concepts that we advance. Our relationship is one of trust, authenticity, and deep respect for one another. The result is an enduring relationship beyond time and place. Oh my God, one of them is Jesse. Of course. My friendship with family, it's even more than family. It's even more than personal. We talk about plans. We talk about advising me on what medicine, what to do. But we are just like blooming treat and Rizal. It's just like, say, maybe that one of the relationship of composers before. There are times that family and I would call each other early in the morning, around 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, and we talk of something of sense, of talent development, of what is actually the right approach to mentoring. And she's a friend. Every time that there was a time that I was doing my slides and I missed that word, I just told her, and she was deep in a meeting, just asking for that right word. And after that, I hung up. That is a friend. That is a friend. A friend actually is, it's a thin line that it becomes your family. Right. Thank you, Femery, for mentioning that. But can we spot on again, Femery, because I would like to read again what she wrote direct. Of my best friends from the companies and organizations I have been with, two of them I share deep aspirations of how we can contribute to the profession by the work that we do and the concepts that we advance. Our relationship is one of trust, authenticity, and deep respect for one another. That one, the word trust, yes, a best friend is somebody that you can trust. Yung tayo-tayo lang. Ating-ating lang. And of course, I think we should include also acceptance. Acceptance. That when you are mistaken, and then, of course, you can fight, you can argue, you can have tampo, but if the person is a friend, you just let the hit go off, and then, just like with Gary, just like with Gary. You know what my best friend in Inquirer, that is trust and confidence. I mentioned earlier the mere fact that he's just there in in a in a venue in a situation, parang ano mo your what do you call that one of Linus, blanket. Can somebody help me? Family, what do you call that? Security blanket. Parang security blanket. Okay. Nandito ang ating best friend talaga na si Ophel. Best friend namin yan ni Family. Can you spot? The people of my direct team became my best work friends. Impossible not to mention them. The most memorable are those I worked with at Ingram, TDS, E-Telecare, and a couple at Cytel. By the way, you have a friend in Cytel, Ophel, and up to now she's endorsing you to be a speaker. Her name is Christina. love them, love them all, but would like to highlight Miami Kabansay, the first person I hired at TDS and the training team at Ingram. Chase, I don't know how to pronounce it, Fell, Karen, Carl, and Matt. A manager I got attached to even after she left is Katrina Gozam Rodriguez, pioneer HR director of ACOM. All these wonderful people, that's my life. Love you, Ophel. Love you, Ophel. It's nice that we have to recognize them, and at least, di ba, we are on a lockdown, we are quarantined, we are actually solitude, solo in our homes. It's nice to remember them, and then you'll have a smile in your face. Wow. It doesn't actually mean that you must have a best friend, but you can have friends because you have many roles, you have many hats that you carry. And then for each hat that you carry, you need a support system. Just like I have a friend here at the village, I have a friend here that is actually classmate, but I have a friend at the office, and I have a friend in associations. And then the friend is actually real time, and it can be also timeless. Timeless. I have friends way back in high school and college. I don't even have contact with them. But by chance that we have what you call a text message or a call, it's timeless. As if what happened 15 years ago, it's still fresh when we do it. That is the feeling of a friend. Now, we already have here Obet Policarpio. Obet is a friend, but I'm very sure that he has a friend in San Miguel. Then we have here Cecil. Cecil Munoz is a friend ever since in the way back in the early 90s. There are a lot of friends whom I can consider close to me in HR. Closest was my former boss, who was a good friend even before she was placed in a higher position. We can just talk about anything under the sun, work and non-work related, without any judgment. We share the same interests and hobbies. When thoughts contradict, we acknowledge each other differences and just respect each other views. Thank you, Cecil. Cecil, what you wrote can be part of a book. Napaka-romantic. Right. You did not mention the friend, but show this episode to her and then tell her this is actually you that I am referring to. This episode is light moments, but it's for us to remember, to recall, so that we will have some smile and some joy in our hearts, but also to share. Oy, kita mo? This is you, and I really regard you. Okay, then we have here, friendship knows season, sabi ni Cecil. We have here from Obet. Obet, anyone can be your best friend. You will feel their authenticity, sincerity, integrity, commitment, generosity, humility, and malasakit during challenging, crucial, critical moments of your life. Nako, PPO bet, ilagay ko na ito sa isang slide. Ito na yon. So what are, what are the dimensions of friendship? I will read authenticity, both side, sincerity, dapat yun, di ba? We can even, Femery and I can come up with a diagram on this. Integrity, commitment, generosity, humility, and malasakit. I will try to get this, and Femery and I can come up with a Venn diagram, including you. Let's have a framework of that, of this, what PP of it has inputted here. This can be placed in a Venn diagram wherein you can have all the intersection. The intersection will be challenging, crucial, critical moments in your life. Yes, I believe that you can have many best friends. Then we can go back to Eric. Eric is actually my idol. He's younger than me, but Jesse is my PMAP best friend. Wag mo akong payakin, Eric, kasi kanina umiiyak ako kasi I was viewing something in the YouTube about what Femery was telling me. Whom I can speak with, yes, with person. Yes, I know Eric. Jovi, Mitch, and my best friends in PMAP too. Yes. Yung para bang you are in a meeting, you are actually doing, pero after that you can open up and say things, and then there is trust, there is confidence that it will not spill. Diba? And then you ask questions wherein sometimes you are just wondering if it is right. Or, kami ni Eric, yung para bang nag-a-affirm na, is this right? Is this wrong? And that is a friend. With no feeling na if I ask that question, Eric will tell me that I am a lesser person. O, diba? Ang lalim kaya ng usapan natin. Then we have a friend. Kita mo, Femery, ang simple ng question, ang lalim ng insights. From the association, definitely Jesse and Femery. Nga, BFF na tayong tatlo eh. Remember of Fel, in one of the conferences, I think 3 conferences, we are sitting, the 2 of us, way at the back, listening and chit-chatting. And I can always recall, and when I am gardening, when it comes into my head, I smile. I remember the one that remember that when, go back to Ophel. Remember, Ma'am Ophel, that our elbows are actually pressing it. I can still remember. And you were pinching me. Those are things that I can always remember, and it brings a joy into my heart. We don't connect a lot, but when we get together, as if we have never parted, endless things to talk about, but never get to finish it. Yes. Remember, Ophel, I am one of those that can always actually comment on your matching of your shoes and the color of your dresses. And you love it. I know it. You love it. Yes. Then we have Liz Cardeno. Yes. Can we spot on Liz Cardeno? Yes. Hi, Sir Jesse. I have friends whom I just met here in social media and became my business partners. Uy, yan ang maganda. Pero Liz, sometimes, yung best friend kasi, when it becomes a little bit functional, it lessens. Kasi the relationship is more of functional na eh. Shout out to my team at TPC and LLIC and also the batch 2 of PSI graduate batch 2. Yes. Kaya ako, alam mo, kami ni Femery, kami ni na Obet at kinano, seldom that we do anything that is functional. Kasi nakakatakot function. Kasi of course, you now have your what you call that, just like in family business, you must now have your bylaws. You must now have your constitution. Mas maganda yung wala kang functional, that you are just friends. Then that's it. Diba? Gaya ba kay family? Family, kulang ako, pautang naman. Naku, kung functional na yan, talagang may papadala na yan ng billing sa akin. Then sabi niya, no, I would like to pay. No, just pay me with plants, just pay me with or puppy. Ganun, parang pamilya. No, I'm telling you things. This is true. Dapat ganun. Tapos na naman, what are you eating? Oh, it's, the family, it's to die or fell. Ewan ko kung pinadalang ka na, kare-kare. And you know what I tell her? Family, may delivery naman. Ganon. And of course, alam ko yan na I have to send her also the banana cake and everything. So that's it. Hindi functional. It's more of an endearment. It's coming from the heart. It's coming from the heart. Okay. Ako, nag-o-open up ako rito. Okay. Then we have here, hope she fella. Okay. Now, after this, magbe-break tayo kasi si Monica. Then from Obet here. Alam mo si Obet, walang humpayan magpadala ng mga online masses. Dear people, Jesse, you know perfectly the depth and magnitude of our friendship. Of course, kakasabi ko lang every morning talaga, kahit ayaw ko magmisa, pinapadala na ako niyan. Tulog pa ako That extends beyond what we have been doing through decades, anchored in our heart for people. Yes. PP Obet and I, wala pa kaming ambisyon, wala namang ambisyon talaga. Wala pang aspiration o wala pang maging presidente. We have been friends. You know, PP Obet, I just would like to recall. Hindi pa siguro nasa destiny niyo to become a president or even myself. By chance, we met in Cagsawa. Remember? You were with your family. Because you're a Bicolano. Diba? Your mom is from Bicol. I can still recall that PP Obet. You know why? I don't know kung sino ang nag-treat. You treated us with baduya, yung maruya, and then the dirty ice cream. I can still recall. I don't know if I was the one who did it or you were the ones who did it. Then I met your family. All your children. That is why may be close sila kasi there, of course, may recall din yan, intelligente itong mga babies mo, mga girls. They were actually clinging to me. I can still recall in that Cagsawa ruins destination in Legazpi. See, if you're actually a friend, vivid, and you know, ladies and gentlemen who are viewing this, that incident that I am referring to you, maybe it's around 40 years ago. 40 years ago. But you know, in my mind as a person, because PP Obet is a person that there is a lot of love and endearment. That particular moment, kaya it's a moment I can still recall. Alam mo kay Femery, ang nare-recall ko, she won over Abigail Arenas. Just imagine na talo niya yung Miss Universe. She was. And I can still recall that. And you know, kay Ophel, I can still recall. Ophel, you might have forgotten it. It's one of the tipanan of what do you call this? PSTD, wherein we were seated together. And there was that instant rapport. I think it was there in somewhere there in UN Avenue. It's a building in UN Avenue. I don't know if it's insular. We were seated together. And you know, I was really struck by the way you pronounce your words. Yes. Magano na tayo. Teka muna, si Bebet muna. I have many best friends. Si Bebet na, after this, mag-break tayo. I have many best friends in Bebop, though we do not see each other. But deep in my heart, I know that they are always there every time I want to talk to them. Like PP Jesse and PP Obet. But you know, Bebet, we have best friends that are already gone, di ba? Si Tess, si PP, di ba? But, you know, they are still in our hearts. Okay na, Monica, let's have the break and after that we go back to another topic. Love the conversation. Okay, Direk, I have to announce something about the time to board the Philippine Association of National Advertisers. Do we have a poster for that of PANA Foundation? Or we can just have the shows of TNC. So it's time to board the Philippine Association of National Advertisers or PANA Foundation first ever and biggest online summit. The TNC supports one of the coming Youth Creativity Festival 2021 happening virtually on April 29th. So that is next week to 30. Future proof your career in creativity with talks made on the youth by more than 20 industry movers and shakers. The borders are open and your destination is up to youth. Streamed for free of PANA. You know, I was a member of PANA when I was with Inquirer. And you know, life comes in circles. Now I am endorsing a PANA event on April 29th. Okay, can we have the announcements? Oh, these are for all my friends who are viewing now. If you have something who you like to promote on something, send it to me. Habang wala pang charge. Can you also have the poster that invites everybody? I will not read anymore the spiel, but I'm inviting everybody to watch episodes on the new channel. What you have to do is just click on or visit the page of the new channel, either on YouTube or in uh, Facebook. Then you can watch it from your gadgets. Okay. Can we also have two of the posters that I have before, direct? If you can, if you still have it, that one of the annual conference for PMAP. It will be on July 28th, and I want you to be around. It is a 3-day event wherein we're going to align the PMAP regional summits with the national conference. Anyway, so let's go back to our guests. And do we still have other comments on our best friend? Who was the last one who? It's we have Bebeth, and then we have yes, yes. Okay, so let's go to our next topic. The next item is actually it is coming from actually my chat group. Of course, all of us are actually now. Some are retired, some are having their second career. I just would like to know what was it, or what were singular or plural the activities that you actually didn't like doing while you were working or doing your role as attached to your position. I just would like to know so that we can share it. I can really start. You know, when I was an HR director, an HR person, and the last one is PMAT, it's very recent. I did what was advised by Dave Ulrich. We had him as a guest when I was president during the annual conference that HR should move around. I like it. I have to really move around Inquirer, which is why before I became the head of the classified sales, I know them already because I've been going to that place ever since. What is it that I didn't like? When I was the HR of a Japanese firm, it was too short, almost just a year. And then we are synchronized with Japan. So we have to come to the office early. So it's actually daylight savings time. We have to be in the office at 7. And you know what the Japanese did, and which is the cause of my eye bags. is that he gave me the key. So I should be the first one to be in the office to open the door. Just imagine that it was, with Japanese, you have to be in your table at the start, the first minute. So at 7, we have to be there. So you have to be there at least 15 minutes before. But some of my friends, some of my of the employees were actually there at 6. Just imagine, I have to wake up at around 4:30 to be at the office at 5:30. Madilim pa, just to open the door. I didn't like it. Up to now, when I recall it, I cringe. Actually, maybe the reason for me leaving that company was that it forces me to wake up that early. And I told them it should not be a burden in my life that I should wake up just for this. So I just would like to know, what were the things that you didn't like, you didn't enjoy while you were doing it? A lot. Cecil, Ophel, Femery, Obet, so that they will know. And then lumalabas ang ating being human. Kasi hindi naman na everything that you do, you love it. Ay nako, that is impossible. Let us spot on Mr. Ryan Navarro. I cannot read it, it's so small. I am not retired yet. That is why I'm still so committed and passionate in terms of doing my job. What I most dislike and really hate is the trait of the most Filipinos, the so-called Filipino time. Oo nga naman. Wherever there is a meeting at the office, an event at our organization, or anything, I always see to it that I come on time. Punctuality is key. Yes, Ryan, you're right. At this time that we are using the synchronous, asynchronous, as a platform, virtual platform, that one that says respect the time of others, it should be. Sometimes during the face-to-face, it's so nice when you have to repeat, go back from the top. But at this time that you're doing it in Zoom, sometimes in PMAP, in ECO, some key people come in late, then you have to go back from the start. It really is a pain. I agree with you. So sometimes, yes, it is not nice if people are not on time. Respecting some others' time. Right. Yes. Sister June, Sally from Jensen, we missed you. We already discussed about best friends, and it is a very deep discussion. Napaka-light yung question, napakalalim ng sagot. Anyway, we are now on what are those things that you don't really like doing in your job. Mine is going to so it's actually time. It's also with Mr. Ryan. It's time. Both ways. It's actually both it's another situation. One is waiting for people to be on time. Ako naman, being there ahead of people so that they can come into the office. So these are things that have you seen that video of a teacher spanking a pupil because he's always late, only to find out that actually that little boy was pushing the wheelchair of his dad to be brought to somebody who's taking care, to a caregiving facility, and then rushed to school. After that, the teacher cried. And what is the lesson? You do not know what are the reasons behind if people are sometimes are late. But the other side, the irony is also, it should not be a reason, a cause to justify why you should not be there. You have to actually mention it to the people you're meeting with. I will be late for how many minutes? Ophel, can we spot on Ophel? It's hard to think of anything that I didn't like doing at work. I know you, Ophel. I know you. But admin work where I would have to sit in front of my laptop isn't one of my favorites. Yeah, the little things that you have to. Maybe I know you, Ophel. replying to questions, replying to forms, maybe following the procedures. I know you. I also do not prefer to be in a meeting facilitated, but I express, si Ophel talaga is a very, what do you call this, authentic and totoong tao. I love it. Two things. The other one is, yes, what you don't really dislike is somebody actually facilitating an event and actually you are squirming at your seat because you know it is something that is actually embarrassing. Diba? Ang pinakamaganda, if there's an MC or a host who is actually mispronouncing or everything, okay, that's fun. But if there is something that is actually leading it in a meeting, in a board meeting, or somebody is actually directing it into his agenda, I know how it feels of felt. We don't like it. We don't like it. And you know it happens. And sometimes you don't like it in your job because sometimes sabihin natin it's a waste of time. And of course, admin things. There are a lot of things that I didn't really like. To think sometimes it actually, di ba galing sa atin. There are a lot of forms that you have to fill up. There are a lot of procedures that you have to do. And it's all admin. Di ba? Ay nako, yung pinaka-last of right now, that one of the contact tracing, I can't understand the bank. I will not mention the bank. Every time I go to the bank, they have to ask me to write where I went. So I follow. But you know, sometimes it really irks me because the guard knows me already. And I told him that I just came from home. So there is no other way na ilalagay ko doon. Ay, gano'n na naman ilalagay ko. But you know, these are things that sometimes bothers you. Okay. Then we have here Mr. June Sally. June Sally is a very effective, efficient, and HR consultant in Jensen. I am stalking to his FB. Dealing with people that doesn't any make malasakit, lack of concern at the company. It's hard to have a team who doesn't have malasakit. Yes. Yung parang I can feel you. I can feel you, June. That one of you are so passionate, you're trying to stress a point. Then actually the one listening to you, actually the one that you're expecting to have some what do they call this, engagement, parang wala lang. I hate it also. Yung parang bang hindi ka naman nagpapasaring, but actually you're doing it because you would like them to actually shine or do the right thing to do, pero they are not actually concerned on what you do. Yung parang bang ikaw tuloy yung parang totoy bibo, tapos sila parang wala lang. Yeah. Yes. Then we have Cecil. Cecil is she has been with the learning development of PAL, which is why if you see all those wonderful mga steward and stewardesses, ay, galing yan kay Cecil. Cecil, you know, this is recorded. You make a difference. Maraming magsasabi. I've taken a lot of air travel before, pero when it is PAL, I know that it is actually you. So let's go back to Cecil. Hindi ko pa nababasa direct. Direct. Looking back, it was not really a job I didn't like, but more of a challenge of reminding our line managers of their HR roles, from taking an active role in the talent selection to talent development and management through X, owning and implementing the performance management process. Right. Yeah, parang the challenge was actually telling the one in operations, telling the one in marketing. I had that also, Cecil. Sa akin naman, actually influencing the people in our operations is actually the editorial. There are some that are actually, I can still remember LJM, the late Leticia Magsano. She was actually a people manager. But there are some who are actually so engrossed with what you do that they really don't care on the things that we do. Kahit anong trainer's training ang gawin natin, Cecil. I did venture into coaching. I did venture into a mentoring program. I did that. I got DDI. I got Mercer for the what do you call this? 3 Ps. For the 3 Ps. Some are really very cooperative, but some are actually extreme opposite. That I had some problems, especially with performance management, to think that we were actually unionized. Alam mo, nagagawa ko ngayon, sinishare ko na lang yan sa aking mga webinars. But I understand, Cecil, that is actually something, is a challenge, but we don't like. Na para bang we are so, just like June Sally, we are so engrossed and the things that we would like to improve, and it's actually for the organization, but there are people that are actually parang, wala yung commitment. I don't know kung saan tayo, nagkulang ba tayo, or sila talaga wala. Yes. Then you have your Jerry Plana. O yan, ang ating guro. I didn't like the idea of starting and ending work at the same time. Ano ba itong sinabi ni Jerry? Talagang paradox. I did not like the idea of starting and ending work at the same time. We get it from the assembly line mentality. This is not practical to do, especially if you are doing creative jobs. People have their different prime times when doing creative work. The pandemic has given people the opportunity to work at their own pace. This should be promoted to make people more innovative and high-performing. Ang lalim, Jerry, ng iyong sinabi. Totoo. Diba? I don't like the idea of starting and ending work. Yung para bang robots, yung para bang automated yung tao. I think there are some functions, some activities, and some roles, and it cuts across from admin to marketing to finance, wherein you need, I agree with Jerry, wherein you need a time to stop, be still, and think, and a time really to think of your creativeness, your design thinking, your critical thinking, so that you can be creative. Eh hindi ginagawa yung you are pressed with time. Yeah. Yung para bang, if you cannot do it, Jerry, I had it, Jerry. I am so blessed that people are really calling me and inviting me to give talks and do webinars for them. So, I have decks. I have been, Jerry, I even have some nagaling. I have slides. But of course, I have to tweak it, improve it, update it. But there are times yung schedule, I ask them, when will this be? They don't tell me. And then later on, they will press me, can we have it, Jesse, next week? Hindi naman tayo robot. You know what I do is just, para bang, it's curated, off the shelf. Pero it's not nice. I don't feel that way. Kasi, when you're really at it, dapat yung creative. Kasi di ba yung TNA, what is their need? You really have to customize it to the needs of your customers. I love you, Jerry. Tama ka. Sometimes we are treated as if that we are in an assembly line. But there are some things, especially learning and development, things that we need to have what you call yung thinking process. There should be time. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, try to discern what Jerry shared with us. This will be shared and dapat ito pag-isipan ng lahat na nasa HR. Kasi sometimes, maya culpa kasama tayo diyan. We don't give ample time for people really to prepare. And then sometimes we follow a lot of processes. Jerry, I can talk. Di ba tayong dalawa, sometimes we are engaged with some consultative work with some mga UN agencies. Yung may mga time frame, I like it. Sometimes I like it kasi there is pressure. But hindi rin magagawa yung ganon. But it takes a lot of, ikaw na bahala. You tinanggap mo yung trabaho, talagang you have to squeeze your creative juices where you're given the time frame. But I like it. That one of starting and ending na, Jerry, yung ending ang mas naiinis ako. Kasi there are times, may oras, I am slow, na tapos na, Pero may nagkulang pala doon. Gusto nung ipasubmit sa'yo. Tapos nung nasubmit mo, ay, just kulang. Although what you have done is already near perfect. Yung para bang wala kang oras na to munch it, to, para bang to have it simmer, para bang nagluto. Parang nagluto. Parang yung kare-kare ni kay Femery. Yung pagsabi mo, ay, tapos na yan, pagkain na. No, dapat magsisimmer pa. Right? I love it. I love it. Okay, let's have the second break according to Monica, and then we'll have that one. The last one is nice. Don't leave because I would like to get your insights on your spirituality. Okay, Monica, can we have the second break? I usually skip the second break, but I want it because I would like to invite you. Come second week of May, it will be the first anniversary of TNC. So, okay, let's just pass this. I am doing a webinar on implementing succession planning with ECO, and it will be next May also. Come next month. Okay, can we go back direct to our guest? Yeah. I'm sorry. I would like to mention that the conference, not conference of PMAP, you now must prepare budget. It will be in July, but if you're coming in as a group, you need some budget. You so prepare the budget for this. It will be a 3-day conference, and then that one come June, there will be a PMAP event on a job fair, and that is one way of catching up with the new world. The new normal is to generate more employment. So let's go back. We still have around 15 minutes to go. It's about our spirituality, and that is actually these are HR moments. Considering the pandemic, considering the situation that we're in now, can you share with us your real-time spirituality? So, from just talking about your best friend earlier, and then what is it that you don't like, let's go to another topic, which is something that coming from nested in us. I'll start. My spirituality now is maybe I am influenced by Pope Francis, Fratelli Tutti. Fratelli Tutti. I am devoted to the Virgin. I bring plants to the altar of that's devotion. I am a very religious person. I do the rosary every day. Sometimes I catch and hear mass, the online masses that is sent to me by PP Obet. But that one that I am aware now of my spirituality is Fratelli Tutti. Parang it's being kind to everybody. Oh, I still have some tampo with my neighbors. It's better that I don't talk to them. But it is actually for me, it's being at peace with myself, that there is no hatred in anything I do. You know why it's Fratelli Tutti? Because it starts with my plants. Sometimes I even have to say, sorry, weeds, I have to approach you. To the living pets that I have. I have here a pabo, a bibi, around three, five pala na birds, number of breeds of dogs, three breeds of cats. So it's not only that it is for your pleasure, it's actually your ano. I'm not trying to be a Noah, but it's my being human, animals, plants, and earth. It is just that is the spirituality that is being parabang honed while I'm in the lockdown. Things, yun ito, yung things that I don't really, I'm so keen before. I do it, but now there is more meaning with what I do. So let's do, what is your spirituality now? Can you share with us, Afel, Femery, Obet, what is it the spirituality? And then share it with everybody. Cecil, what is it that actually, uh, what do you call this? It's affecting your spiritual dimension. Di ba we have physical, I, I, what do you call this? Wawalis for my exercise. Mental, I do the slides. Di ba? Heart, relationships, I call mom, I call family, I treat my adopted sons as well. But what about yours? Yourself. And then yourself is actually spirituality. Okay? Hi, Gilbert, you are late again. Ako, sayang. Help to our passionate host. Hello, okay. Okay. And yes, hello. Then let's go to family. Let's start. Work to me, Jesse, is a daily opportunity to glorify God. Ay, ang lalim. First, from the talk of Saint Joseph, the man who God completely trusted, I would like to share a most profound and inspiring insight on work coming from the Holy Father, Pope Francis. Work, he says, is a means of participating in the work of salvation, an opportunity to hasten the coming of the kingdom, to develop our talents and abilities, and to put them at the service of society and fraternal communion. Yes, family. True. Amen. Amen to that. So, para bang ang kay family, it's you look at the meaning of work and why you are doing it and why you are going to connect it with things that is actually para bang where you can contribute, and that is your spirituality. Diba? You work and then you send it to the community pantry, parang ganon. You work, tapos you just share it with somebody sa family ninyo, and you work for what? Diba? I've seen in a Facebook post na somebody is so greedy, somebody is so stingy na he is actually getting rich, but he's not spending it to his loved ones. Wala rin. Wala rin. So what is your spirituality? So, just finished my talk with PMAP learning session today. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know it is actually, yes, I know, Engelbert, it's actually planning. Yes. And I think that is your spirituality. Yes. In workforce planning and talent mapping. Yes. And I think the spirituality of Gilbert is actually his, what do you call this? Authentic, unconditional service to the community. Siya yung nag-start ng advancing HR. Diba? Ang dami dapat magawa ni Gilbert sa buhay. Pero bakit are you so keen on that? I know him. Kasi I've known Gilbert ever since hindi pa nga PMAP. We were together when I was with PMAP. He was actually in the South working with TESDA, working with what's this organization? Yeah. It's actually his spirituality is actually for the community. Mayroong mga tao yun eh. Pag-iisip ka nga, why are you doing this? What is it in you that you're so keen on that? Yun ang gusto niya. Siguro, yan yung kanyang that is his breeding. Nakita niya yan sa parents niya. Gilbert, one of these days you tell us kung kanino mo yan nakita. Sa mama mo, sa papa mo, or yan ba talaga bigla na lang sinasanibang ka? Oh, Gilbert, now that you're here, my expression, can we spot on Gilbert? Let's have an OT po, just around mga 5 minutes. My expression of spirituality, my work is using my time and expertise and making people becoming everyday. I know that. I know that. I can testify that for Gilbert. Wala yung wala yung ibang agenda. I know that. Kasi we were together before. We even have, kami ni Gilbert, funny, we even organized around 1 or 2 job fairs. Yung isa nga, it was not so, but you were there. Di ba? Yung parang we're just doing it to help people. And then the success or your what do you call this? Your accomplishment, your celebration was actually that you have helped. Ang sabi niya, I can still remember, Gilbert, you're telling me, if you can just help 1 or 2 or 3 people with what we are doing, that is enough. So let's have from June, and after this, we end up I'm starting the day with walking or jogging, doing rosary. This give me peace and guidance for the day's work. What is important is my emotion is in control. And that is your spirituality. Right after helping people in their needs, like HR work. So it's, I can see it, magtatlo na kayo. Your spirituality is actually, you do your work without any condition. Parang you're doing it because you like doing it and you're helping somebody. Walang bahid na you get something back in return. Can we spot on Ophel? I do not consider myself religious, but strongly believe in Jesus Christ and love He has shown all my life. I talk to God by looking at the clouds, the trees, feeling the wind, seeing a bird fly by. Oh, that is very St. Francis. God is everywhere, and so it allows me to talk to Him anytime, anywhere. Lately, part of my prayer is for God to heal the earth of the virus. Of course. Oh, that is Ophel's spirituality. I used to pray for myself and my family alone, but now, just like all of you, I have learned to pray for the world. We are all part of the beautiful world. We are really best friends, Ophel. In my rosary, I have an Our Father for the intentions of the Holy Father and another Our Father for the Philippines and for the world. And I think God, in His mysterious ways, prayers are answered. So we have Cecil Bebet first. And after this, we close Bebet. My spirituality is praying daily mass and rosary and meditation at the end of my work. Doing some household chores to help our kasambahay. Give financial help for the employers under quarantine. Yes. Yeah, alam mo, spirituality yun. Yung nakakatulong ka dyan sa katulong mo. Kahit maghugas ka na, that is actually, di ba yung helping, holding hands, helping them, you lessen the burden of somebody. That is very spiritual. That is generosity. That is service. I love that, Bebet. Then we have Cecil. I value silencing myself at some point every day. I use this to reflect a lot of the things from daily highlights to future plans, from day's accomplishment to plans of doing better the following day. So helpful to start my day with a mass and end the day with a prayer of gratitude. Having more time now heightens my self-awareness and spirituality. What actually struck me there is gratitude. That is spirituality. The 10th, we call that the 10th. Diba? Thanking God, thanking the community, thanking your family, and thanking yourself that you're still alive. The gratitude. The culture of gratitude must be developed in organizations. Then we have Obet. Spirituality is a personal relationship with God through daily prayer, reflecting on the eternal words of God, meditating on His message, applying His message in daily life, especially being an instrument of His love and compassion. Okay, can we have the next Also, that those are the inputs that are coming from our seasoned friends and HR friends. So we talk about our best friend. We talk about the things that we don't like. And lastly, we conversed about our spirituality real time. The point of this episode is for our awareness. You may not be aware that you are doing it already. And I'm so happy and assured that, like me, my friends are actually aware of their spirituality. And then that is the start. That is actually in Covey the central dimension of a human being. His being is spiritual. Because what you are doing, what you're walking, if you're walking that talk, even if you're alive, in your absence, people will talk about it. That is your outward mindset, and that is your spirituality. Spirituality is anchored on discernment more than decision, discipline more than determination, in accordance to his will and principles. So this is very light. It is coming from us. I love this episode. Let us share this. This will actually help people in our community that at this time we have to be aware, and they can emulate us on what we should do to really, what you call this, enhance the spiritual dimensions of our life now that we are living in these challenging times. Thank you very much, PP Obet, PP, what do you call this, Jerry, past President Femery also, past President Chairman and past President Ophel, June, Sally, Bebeth, Cecil, Eric, and for all those that I cannot mention anymore, thank you very much for being with us. I would like to have my guests on Tuesday, Eric, Jovi, and Mitch. I just hope they are available. Then let's again be together on Thursday and on Saturday. And after that, we'll have a 1 week break and then come the next season. Thank you very much. Be safe. I'm still scared. Take care. And all of this, we can overcome and it will pass. As Saint Teresa of Avila, prayer tells us, it is only God that suffices. Diyos mabalos po